Welcome back to Low Budget Wrestling Week 9. I'm HPanic22, your faithful announcer, here to bring you all the action from the relative safety of ringside. We've got a big night ahead of us as we gear up for our final show of the season next week at LBW Payback. So let's get to the good stuff. In our first matchup of the evening, we see Buck Cashman taking on Rowdy Randy Stan. And really, this match has come about because of the budding rivalry between the Mouth from Down South Jeremiah Fenwick and the Great Prince Awesome. It's not enough that they go after each other, in their own matches, but now it's turned into, well, we're going to have our subordinates fight each other, and they're both going to be at ringside tonight. So we're going to see if that sparks any kind of fireworks between those two. But Buck Cashman and Rowdy Randy Stan are more than just like Pokemon to be thrown into the ring to fight each other for the amusement of their individual mentors. They are well-established. They're well-established competitors. Buck and really, they kind of got their own issues going here. Randy Stan has been on a campaign to prove that he is just as good as his mentor and just as capable. Buck, on the other hand, has been butting heads over leadership of the Ministry of Money for the last several weeks, almost since they were established in the way back in week 3, when the Ministry of Money became an official thing. Buck has been fighting for control as the bankroller with Jeremiah Fenwick, who is the personality of the group. He is the charismatic figure around whom this entire cult it has been organized. Yeah, it's not really fair to call them a cult, but life's not fair. What do you want me to do? But Buck sees himself as the leader. And that clashes with Jeremiah Fenwick, who, for all intents and purposes, is the leader of the Ministry of Money. He is the head of the Church of Sacred Fellows. But let's see if they can put their differences aside to overcome Equipo Leon Negro. Rowdy Randy Stan is going to be in the ring under the tutorship of his tag team partner, the Great Prince Awesome. You see, they've co-opted a new look. So they're actually taking the tag team extreme, taking the tag team to the extreme. They got a nice little co-branded look there. It's a matching gear. Definitely shows more unity than the Ministry of Money. It's coming out together. You got a very solid feel. If I were a betting man, and I am, I got the debts to prove it. Really, it's hard to pick a winner here because there is no one who embodies the scrappy upstart more than Buck Cashman. But this is also Randy Stan's rookie year, and he has had an amazing first year as an active in-ring competitor here in Low Budget Wrestling. He made it to the second round of the LBW Heavyweight Title Tournament, only being eventually eliminated by its future winner, Arshawn Wells. He set himself up. He has comported himself very well in rivalries with members of the Ministry of Money. He took on Bear Bradford. He is taking on Buck Cashman. He holds victory over Joel the Mailman Bacon. He's been everywhere. He's seen a lot during this first year. He had back in when we took Low Budget Wrestling back to 1994 in the time machine. He took on his mentor, the Great Prince Awesome, in a fantastic ladder match for a $10,000 cash prize. He beat Ricky the Dragon Steamboat that night. There's just, the kid has limitless potential. And he's in there against Buck Cashman, who also, during that same tournament, he had the upset of the century when Buck Cashman pinned Big Daddy Cool Diesel at the height of his Big Daddy coolness. And possibly his dieselness. Pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring. Heist of the century. He stole that win. Couldn't translate it into the $10,000 prize, but it was enough to get people to wake up and notice Buck Cashman. Tonight they're going tooth and nail here in the ring. So Buck lays that big leg drop across the throat of Randy Stan. He's getting the momentum going his way. Drops the second one. Randy Stan counters with the arm drag. He's been looking for a little more high impact offense. So Randy's dropping that elbow. It's been a very grounded contest so far. This would be the first look at the tope con hilo over the top rope. First bit of any kind of flying offense out of Rowdy Randy Stan. He's been working the mat-based style. You know, you feel like Randy Stan's gonna be looking to land the brain buster into the frog splash. That's been his ticket. The homage to his hero Eddie Guerrero has been his big ticket item. It's secured the win in several circumstances. But Buck is a street fighter. We don't know a whole lot about what he might use as a legitimate finisher because he wins any way he sees fit. Now, we've seen him take out a guy with a solid right hand, you know, with the chain wrapped around his fist. But the technical brilliance of Randy Stan, you saw a few moments ago, usually the Enziguri takeover. But Buck counters with punches and bunches. Referee Hiro Hamada down for the quick 2 count. Buck with that wrapped up right elbow drives it into the shoulder. Channeling his groove, got his groove together. Hard right hand to the side of the head. Steps over and hyperextends the hamstring. But it looks like Randy might be in trouble. Prince Awesome just tried he's got something to say to Hiro Hamada. And Buck's got a little bit of time to taunt, but it gives Randy a chance to crawl away. So Randy Stan again goes for that powerbomb and gets it rolled through. Buck gives a solid cover. And then I think Prince Awesome just threw a steel chair into the ring. Now this is not a no disqualification match. If Randy Stan picks up that chair, he'll lose by disqualification. But right now, into the fireman's carry, Buck Cashman drops him with the Falcon Arrow. But before he can pin, Prince Awesome gets on the ring apron, distracting the referee. And Jeremiah Fenwick is just bemused. So Hamada removes the steel chair from the ring, but it sets up an opening for Randy Stan. Crowd's counting along with him. That's 2. 1, 2 amigos. He gets a hit the third one, rolls those hips, and drops Cashman for the third amigo. You see Randy Stan sprints to the corner. He's looking for that high, looking for that frog splash. There it is, halfway across the ring. Beautiful frog splash. And it's not enough. It's not enough. The distraction from Prince Awesome, which led to the 3 amigo suplexes into the frog splash. A great sequence. Randy Stan going back to the top rope. Maybe he's going to try it again. One wasn't enough. Flips around, turning senton moonsault. Hits nothing. But Buck kicks him in the spine and eats a drop kick for his trouble. Randy Stan's got too much momentum. Buck needs to get this reversed. Into the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Buck sprinting to his own demise. And Randy backs up, running drop kick to the side of the head, and it busts Cashman open. The blood in his eyes. He manages to kick out. But see, Randy's had this problem before. When things don't go his way, he gets frustrated and loses his edge. Now, he has his mentor at ringside, hopefully to keep him focused, so that doesn't happen again. You see Buck, again, he's got those fists moving, and bam, he repays the favor. That hard taped right fist. He smashes it looks like there's a cut just above Randy Stan's eye. He's bleeding inside the mask. That's going to create it's going to create some vision problems. You're bleeding inside an enclosed space. You can't wipe that blood away. He's on the shoulder. Buck, Falcon Arrow, directly his side of the ring. No distractions. Nothing he can do to stop this one. 2, 3. And Prince Awesome pulls Hiro Hamada out of the ring. What? Wow! No! That's, I mean, he's your hero, my hero, your hero, the great Prince Awesome, getting a firm talking to, and that's gonna get him ejected from ringside. That's. I mean, like there's being a good manager, and there's saving your man, and a tight fisherman suplex from Randy Stan. That was his saving throw. He goes for the diamond cutter, gets pushed off. He whips Cashman in the corner, high drop kick, drops him seated. But Prince Awesome has been ejected from ringside. Randy Stan has no backup. He's got no one in his corner to help keep him focused. He's got to stay on the gas pedal himself. Springboard, goes for the toe pick on Hilo for the second time, but misses it badly. Buck saw it coming, rolled out of the way. Things are starting to move in Cashman's direction. So it's been really I'm stunned. I apologize, fans. I'm not sure what else to say. Really, Randy Stan has been benefiting. Springboard off the top to the springboard off the side of the ring. Goes for the moonsault. Misses terribly. And Buck would be happy to take a count-out win here. A win is a win. With Jeremiah Fenwick watching outside the ring, hasn't really gotten himself involved. Certainly not as much as Prince Awesome. But Randy, again, locks those fingers in the fisherman suplex. And that brings, as soon as I say it, that brings Fenwick to the up onto the side of the ring. He's talking to Hiro Hamada, but unfortunately, it's just giving Randy Stan time to set up for his set up on the middle rope. Buck is waking up, and a jumping Hurricanrana turns him sideways in the ring, and a hard kick to the spine. And it looks like Randy, despite losing his backup, is moving forward. And Buck's trying to figure out what to do here. So he's, the distraction from Jeremiah Fenwick granted a slight reprieve for Buck, but he's still got to close this thing out. Hooks the arm. Nice vertical suplex. So he's still got to find a way to finish off Randy Stan. Spins that elbow, drops that loaded elbow right into the chest. This could do it. And no, Randy counters. The headbutt gets the jawbreaker. Goes for the goy and gets it reversed. Beautiful DDT. Randy Stan might not know where he is. He's on Dream Street. And he stands up into the Falcon Arrow. Yes! Buck Cashman lands the Falcon Arrow, and he is going to put away Rowdy Randy Stan. No, he's not. Randy's still got too much fight left in him. Hard kick to the gut. And he drops him with the brain buster. The beautiful, just a gorgeous brain buster. Randy looking for the pin. That'll finish this thing off. And Buck won't stay down. Randy arguing with our official. But, it's a 2 count, buddy. You're going to have to do something else. See, this is where we've seen Randy Stan get frustrated before. When he goes for a big move that he thinks is going to work, and it doesn't. And he doesn't know what else to do. This is where the guidance of Prince Awesome would come in handy to keep him focused. But, Prince pulled the biggest card he had and yanked the referee out of the ring. That's going to get you, even here in LBW, we do have rules. That's going to get you ejected every time. So now Buck Cashman laying the heavy feet, laying that dirty street-based offense. He's just putting the boots to Randy Stan. And now the momentum shifts the other way, and it's paid back. Hard knee to the spine. But Buck twists the arm, just keeping this thing competitive. Now, if you came into this thing expecting a wash for either one side or the other, you're going to be sorely mistaken. Because both these dumb jerks are giving it everything they have tonight. And a teardrop suplex from Randy Stan. It throws Buck to the middle of the ring. Randy coming from the opposite corner, turning in midair, flying fox. Oh, I got the frog splash. midair, turns, 2, 3. Rowdy Randy Stan is the winner. Let's all take a breath and watch these highlights. So Randy Stan, just a fantastic, I don't even want to say come from behind, just he edges ahead in a very tight contest. You know, Buck gave it everything he had, looking great out there. Counters the powerbomb with the O'Connor roll over the shoulder into the roll-up. It happened so fast, Hamada wasn't even in a good position to get the count. That might have been 3 right there. So Buck laying those hard boots to just right to the sternum, those heart stopper kicks. So again, a lot of the offense you get from Randy Stan is going to come in the form of those hard knuckles and back. He tried the powerbomb again, and again, Buck Cashman had it scouted. He completely had that Randy Stan's powerbomb scouted. Prince Austin, you can see there. We couldn't see it before in the first camera angle. Prince Austin is the one that threw the chair into the ring. But it doesn't, here, the first Falcon Arrow could have led to a 3 count. Prince Austin using his distraction, and then that beautiful, what ended the show was a teardrop suplex to set him up, and a turning from a 5-star frog splash from the corner to the center of the ring. Rowdy Randy Stan picks up a huge win, but the night's not over because that's Bear Bradford rolling in the ring. Bear, the 3rd member of the Ministry of Money, as Jeremiah Fenwick looks on. Randy's able to get away from it. He's not. He dude wants no part of this.
I watched you change.
Pray for me. And in our second matchup of the evening, we're going to see the Ukulele the Wanderer take on the Russian Gladiator, Bear Bradford, the hired gun of the Ministry of Money. We saw Bear a few minutes ago interject himself after the fact into the Rowdy Randy Stan match. He got into Randy Stan's face, but Randy was able to Randy slipped out of the ring before there could be before any damage could be done. And you got to wonder, is that going to frustrate Bear Bradford? He's got that pent up aggression from really not getting to unload on Randy Stan like he might have wanted to, presumably to avenge the loss taken by by his compatriot in the Ministry of Money, Buck Cashman. But since he didn't get to do that, is he gonna bring that aggression and take it out on Ukulele? And Ukulele, our visitor from beyond the stars, he's traveling to us from the 5th dimension. He has been on an absolute tear since he kind of found his identity. He kind of figured out what he wanted to do here in LBW. He wanted to be a hero. That was the whole point of him coming here. He was the sheet that I have on him. He's a well-known hero of the Galactic Federation in the 5th dimension. But they've recently been receiving transmissions that we don't have enough heroes in our world. So he came to LBW to establish himself, be a hero to the people, to stand up for truth, justice, righteousness, all that good jazz. And he's come here specifically to take on the who he finds to be objectionable people. He's sparked this intense rivalry with Rowdy Randy Stan, the great Prince Awesome, Joel, the Mailman Bacon, and now it extends to the Russian Gladiator, Bear Bradford. And if you were looking for violence, if you were looking for a barely hinged individual who is going to put that hurt on you, will put that hurt on anyone for money, you'd think a mercenary who fights for cash would definitely fall under the purview of a hero out for justice. Ukulele has set his sights on Bear Bradford, and I think he might be picking off more than he can chew. Now, I've been wrong before. Just last week, Ukulele got himself in, just last week, Ukulele got himself involved in a 2 out of 3 falls street fight with Joel the Mailman Bacon, and persevered after taking a drubbing in the first fall. Was able to score 2 consecutive pins and win that match. He's and because Joel Bacon has had issues with our current heavyweight champion, Mr. Handy, and now it becomes it muddies the situation around the heavyweight title. If Joel Bacon is going to be the next number 1 contender, if Mr. Handy selects Joel Bacon as the next number 1 contender, you could make a case that Ukulele deserves to be in that match also, by virtue of having beaten Joel Bacon twice in one night. It muddies the waters. But again, none of that extra conversation has stopped Ukulele from moving forward in his campaign to rid LBW of what he sees as a menace. Anyone he sees that falls into his crosshairs as being less than a stand-up dude is going to be subject to the intergalactic justice of the Wanderer. And Bear Bradford already, the match starts, he's looking outside the ring for a weapon. He knows this contest is under extreme rules. He can do what he wants. That was Bear Bradford's his choice. He was, when they offered him the contract for this matchup, Bradford took it as long as he could make it extreme rules. That way, there's no countouts, no disqualifications, nothing is illegal. He can do what he wants. He figured, if you're going to take the job that you want. So Bear Bradford, the Russian gladiator, is going to look to punish Ukulele for having the gall to get in the ring with him in the first place. And Ukulele, the hero that he is, he took on Joe Bacon under the same rule set and was able to come out on top. He's got to have confidence, even in this kind of environment, that this isn't going to be enough to stop him. So Bradford, outside the ring, he's looking under the ring for a weapon. He's trying to find something. Pulls out a steel chair and wraps it around the skull of Ukulele. Drives it into the gut. I'm not sure if aliens from the 5th dimension can suffer concussions in the same way that we do. But man, say, well, it doesn't seem to slow him down too much. And he answers the hard right hand right to the face. So those chops, you can hear the crowd wooing. And the vertical suplex onto the steel chair. It's gonna really impact the lower back there. And a big, strong, rangy athlete like Bear Bradford, you take away that lower back, you're gonna take away all of his lifting ability. Again, we always feel like we have to mention this with Bradford too, as you see him go for the quick takedown. He counters being lifted into just a fast takedown and gets him back on the offensive streak. You can't discount Bear Bradford based on his looks. It's a facade. He comes out here dressed like a murder sex clown, and it throws you off the scent. You forget that the guy is a world-class athlete. As he exchanged rights, lefts, Ukulele hooking him up with a star killer. Only nets him a 2 count. Bear Bradford, too big, too strong. Even upside down and fully crunched in half. He has the strength to pull himself out of that. But Ukulele is setting him up. He's waiting on him. Hooks those arms. The deep space DDT. Drops Bradford right on his face. As he hooks that huge leg. You can see the size difference between the two. It's not stopping Ukulele at all, though. He looks small by human standards, but there is 5th dimensional power packed into that frame. He's so strong, in fact, we could barely get him to wear pants, just for the sake of decency. He's true. He tells it, the way he tells it, the power of justice is so strong, he can't even contain it within boots. That's why he fights barefooted. And I don't know what the hell Bear Bradford just did to counter that flying plancha. He kicked the man so hard he flipped over him and into the ropes. Bradford No, he was thinking about that tope con hilo that he likes so much, but just guess he decided not to do it. Didn't have the positioning. He drops the point of that elbow into the head. And he's looking behind. He's sneaking around. He's looking for something. Spins, knee to the face, hard clothesline to the neck. That's gonna shut down a lot of the conversation and cut that wind supply off. And now he goes back to work, stretching out the arm. There's a hard stomp to the shoulder. And you see, he stomped to the shoulder, immediately goes into the cross arm breaker, and he snatches the leg too. Just hyperextend the hamstring and the shoulder at the same time. It's a very unique submission we've seen Bear Bradford use with a lot of success. So Ukulele able to escape the hold by figure four and basically figure four on himself. Bear does a little doobly-doo, but gets it countered, gets cross-bodied across that chest. Bear getting a little bit too into it. Maybe forgetting his place. Ukulele getting fired up, throwing the chops, hard chops to the face, the chest, to the neck. Gets a lot of offense, but he's going to go for a pin. He had enough in him to remember to try to get the win. Wow, we stretched this thing out for quite a while. You got to wonder, we know Bear Bradford can go into the deep water. You know, he can keep this pace going for quite some time. We haven't really seen Ukulele have to stretch that out until last week. That was the first time we've seen him take on multiple matches in one night. You know, we saw him wrestle for almost 35 minutes straight last week. So he can do it. But right now, you know, it's the wind is out of both guys. Bradford crawling to the corner trying to get back to his feet. Ukulele had to just take a knee there for a second. But he twists. he twists the right leg. He's twisting that left leg. Bear Bradford gonna take the vertical base away. Sets him up again. Double hooks those arms. There. Deep space DDT. Pushes his head away. Can you roll in? Get that cover, buddy. Is it gonna be enough? And it is. Ukulele has dropped Bear Bradford. And the momentum continues. Let's take a look back at these replays. So you see he hits the Star Killer earlier in the matchup. Wasn't enough. There's the first double arm DDT. The deep space DDT. Bear tries to get some momentum going. Bear had a lot of great offense in there. But just the momentum of the hero from the fifth dimension, he was not going to be denied. Just every time Bear started to get started to get it moving, Ukulele was able to swing it back in his direction. The extra momentum from kicking that foot out and rocking it back forward, it just drives Bear down. And it's enough to put the big man away. 1, 2, 3. Ukulele the Wanderer, our hero from the fifth dimension, is your winner. Is that Buck Cashman? Buck repaying the favor from earlier, coming to help out Bear Bradford. He's got a sledgehammer in his hand. But he maybe thought better of it. He drops the sledgehammer, and he goes right after Ukulele. That one hit might have been enough. But firing up those fists. Like I say, it seems like he is repaying the favor, repaying the help he got from Bear Bradford running off Randy Stan after his matchup. So Buck in there. Ukulele, though, he's been busted wide open by that taped right fist. But he's still got a lot of fight left in him. So he heads to the top rope. He hip-lock takeover on Cashman. Sets him up for a fly elbow drop. Then he misses. Nobody in the pool. Buck goes for the kick, but he gets a counter into a dragon screw leg whip. So Ukulele, no stranger to taking on multiple opponents in one night, lands the Star Killer on Buck Cashman. Buck might be out of it. This ambush did not go the way that the Ministry of Money might have expected. Buck Cashman just came into this ring and got himself an extra dose of beating. Ukulele standing tall. Before we get to the main event of the evening, I'm being told that our general manager, Wifey Panic, has authorized a special broadcast by the committee. Let's take a look.
LBW fans. The committee supporting Rip the Ladies' Man Sexton is excited to present Rip Sexton's NXT European title match in its entirety. Hey guys, welcome back to NXT Europe. I'm your announcer, Irish Mike, and as always, I'm joined by my co-announcer, Deaf Tony. For those of you who don't know already, Deaf Tony, of course, does not actually provide commentary for matches, but instead provides the sign language interpretation for our live audience members who are hearing impaired. We see the challenger, Rip the Ladies' Man Sexton, making his way to the ring. I spoke with Rip earlier this week and asked him about his ring attire. According to Rip, prior to coming to NXT while still working in the independents, he was part of a tag team called American Sausage. He and his partner had a falling out, and because of the actions of his former tag team partner, Rip was actually released from the company. Rip says that he is still wearing his American Sausage attire as a statement to his former tag team partner and everyone else he left behind in the independents of how much of a star he truly is. Good question, Tony. If Rip wins the title tonight, will he retire his American Sausage attire for good? I guess only time will tell. Oop, I'm being told we need to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with our main event after a quick word from our sponsors. Introducing the Sexton, single malt Irish whiskey. Distilled in copper pots instead of barrels, the Sexton has a unique flavor that you can't help but enjoy. Pick up a bottle today and enjoy a glass of the Sexton tonight. Alright everyone, we're back and it's time for our main event to decide the NXT European Championship. In this match, Rip the Ladies' Man Sexton will be challenging the current NXT champion, Bo Dallas. Alright, and the match is underway. Let's see how this goes down. You know, Tony, Rip told me earlier this week that he's been working on a new move with Shinsuke Nakamura. He calls it the LBW. I wonder if he'll use that move during this match. Oh wow, Tony, there it is, the LBW. I told you he might use it in the match. You know, Tony, according to my sources, both Triple H and William Regal have been following Rip for years. When they found out he was a free agent, they immediately approached him and offered him a contract. Their decision is definitely paying off for Rip as he has been dominating the competition here in NXT Europe for the past few weeks. It looks like Bo is putting up a pretty good fight. Rip now finds himself only one win away from becoming the NXT European Champion. Wait a minute, Rip just hit Bo with a big left hand. Oh, he's setting up for something. Deep six. 1, 2, 3. It's over. New champ. let's take a look at some highlights of the match. Here we see that big left hand again, followed up by the deep six. And then, of course, the 1-2-3 for the win. Rip Sexton makes quick work of Bo Dallas. Your winner and new NXT European Champion, Rip the Ladies' Man Sexton. Paid for by the committee supporting the new NXT European Champion, Rip the Ladies' Man Sexton.
Well, it's always great to see that our hometown boy is succeeding at his new job. I just want to take a special shout out. I want to take a moment to shout out our great friends at NXT Europe. We down here in the independent circuit just want to remind you, eat a dick. Now, moving on to our main event of the evening. It was scheduled to be a tag team contest between the Los Federales, the team of E.T. Hunter and Joel the Mailman Bacon, against Arshawn Wells and a partner of his choosing. After the Four Corners match last week, where Arshawn Wells pinned E.T. Hunter to win it, the G-Man didn't take that line down, because that match was set up with some amorphous prize on the line for the members of the tag teams that were competing. Each tag team sent one guy into that match, and Arshawn Wells entered alone. You take it. I'm guessing that E.T. Hunter took it as an insult that this one guy thinks he can take on the tag teams of LBW alone, and the G-Man did not stand for it. He went and he got his backup in the form of the Mailman, Joe Bacon, and they challenged Arshawn Wells. Arshawn had a week to find a partner, and I'm guessing he just chose not to. As he had all the time in the world to get this thing together, and I'm guessing he thinks he's just gonna roll in there and take on Los Federales alone. Now, Arshawn Wells, former LBW heavyweight champion, winner of the LBW heavyweight title tournament, going through 3 guys in one night. I guess he feels like he's got the confidence to make this happen. I don't see the sense in it. It's like you're taking on 2 guys who know everything about each other, who work extraordinarily well together. E.T. Hunter, the man sent here to keep track of our visitor from beyond the stars, who is himself a completely normal human. Don't you dare say anything to the contrary. He's just a really, really, really strong normal human. What you're talking about. And Joel, the Mailman Bacon, the brains of the outfit, who directs traffic. He's got the master plan. But I don't get how even a man as accomplished as the literary Goliath, Arshawn Wells, really thinks that this is the best course of action, to take on both at the same time. I mean, does he know something that we don't know? That we still don't even know what prize he actually won by winning that match. We know he's had closed door meetings all week, back and forth with our general manager, but we don't know what it's about. We don't know what he won, or if it's a future title shot, if it's going to get him back to that, to get him back into the ring with Mr. Handy to try to win back his LBW Heavyweight Championship. We don't know what it is. He does. He's got something going on up his sleeve, but the first part of that is we've never seen Arshawn Wells back down from a challenge. Even when, I gotta believe the odds aren't in his favor for this one. But right now, E.T. Hunter is laying the beating on Arshawn Wells. He tags in Joe Bacon. And Bacon, no stranger to violence. Arshawn counters the belly-to-belly suplex then with a hard elbow to the top of the head. That's not going to stop Bacon, though. That low center of gravity, it's hard to flip a man that small. Arshawn is absolutely going to do it. The huge German suplex. Just tosses Bacon over the top rope, just over the top, and down on the Page Boy cap. Bacon twists that arm, bumps that shoulder, and tags in his partner. Looking for that hot double team. The quick tags in and out. Los Federales, they're really in a position of power here. You know, neither one of them have to worry about getting too winded because you got a partner to tag out to. Arshawn does not have that. This is functionally a handicap match. But you know, when you're dealing with a guy with the size and the strength of Arshawn Wells, giving him a partner is just, you know, this is adding problems on problems. He's already incredibly powerful. He's already really, you know, he's tall, very heavy. You know, he's 550 pounds, 7'4". Like it's hard to get the guy moving in a direction he doesn't want to go in. Right now, E.T. Hunter got him stuck up in that middle, you know, stuck up in that corner. Rains those punches down into his face. So right now, the Los Federales are in control right now. The government agents handed out some of that federally mandated beatdown. Arshawn, he's keeping it moving. Lands a big senton right to the back. Drops all that weight across the chest of E.T. Hunter. So he yanks him to his feet. And a hard Irish whip into the corner. He's going to send him across the ring into the other direction. He's a kick to the gut. See him backing up. Lands a huge cannonball. Rolling cannonball into the corner. E.T. Hunter is completely dazed. He doesn't know where he is right now. A kick to the gut. Whipped off the ropes. Popped up 10 feet. 10-foot powerbomb. E.T. Hunter is out of this thing. 1, 2. But Joe Bacon makes the save. Prevents what would have absolutely been a win for Arshawn Wells in this handicap contest against Los Federales. E.T. Hunter still got a lot of fight left in him. He's getting the crowd hyped. They're feeling it. Arshawn is dazed. Hard chop to the brain, to the chest, off the ropes. Bam! Right to the skull. So E.T. Hunter manages to bring down the giant. He's outside the ring. He's climbing the ropes. What's he gonna do here? What's he got from up here? We haven't seen our government official get this high on the ropes before. He says brain chop again, right to the frontal cortex. He's trying to erase the memories of the literary Goliath by chopping that brain out. Not that he's ever been associated with any brand of the government that will be invested in erasing the memories of people who might have experienced alien contact. That's not a thing. I don't know where you heard that. But right now, Los Federales setting up for the tax evasion. And they hit the tax evasion. You gotta pay your taxes when they're due. You gotta pay them when they're due. Joe Bacon slides in for the cover. And it's over. Arshawn Wells has been defeated by Los Federales. He needed that partner after all. Let's take a look at some of these highlights. The cannonball crush right into the corner. Not enough. Pop up 10-foot high power bomb. Not enough. Joe Bacon's going to break that up. But E.T. Hunter comes off the top rope with the brain chop. That one couldn't do it. But it was all ball game when Los Federales, they whipped their man into the corner and they set him over their signature. E.T. with the huge one-arm pickup. Bacon spinning clothesline off the top rope. They call it the tax evasion. And that was enough. It knocks the literary Goliath out of contention tonight. Los Federales pick up your win. 1, 2, 3. Center of the ring. Thanks everyone so much for joining us here for week 9. We loved having you. A lot more than Arshawn Wells enjoyed being here. Los Federales, they came to make a statement. Joel Bacon came to make a statement. Next week on LBW, it's Payback. It's our season finale. Don't miss it. Be there.